We have Antoine Rostand, President of Schlumberger Business Consulting. Mr. Rostand, in what way will the industry look different in 5 years?
No, in the 80s, the industry stopped recruiting completely. And with the boom starting in 2004, we have started recruiting massive number of people, technical and management level. And today we are in a generation change where the baby boomers are going to leave in 3-5 years from now. In fact, they are starting to leave now. And there will be a complete new generation taking power. So we'll have a very different industry in age, but it's not only age, it's culture, it's education, it's way of doing business. So I think it's going to be a very, very different industry, in fact, in 5 years from now.
Projects are becoming more complex. They're in more remote locations. How can the industry's learning curve be compressed and cost reined in without compromising safety and quality?
I think what we have to do is to learn from other industries. There are other capital-intensive, technology-intensive industries that went through a cost squeeze situation, and they have adapted themselves. They have changed the way they engage in the supply chain with their contractors. They have changed the way they organize their project teams, and they have been successful. So it's the time today to, instead of using the old tricks, to really rethink the way we do business in our industry. And I'm sure we'll be able to achieve the productivity and cost improvement that we certainly need at this point in time.
You discussed education this morning in your presentation, especially in developing countries. If you could design the perfect education program for, say, a project in an African nation, a mega project in an African nation, what would it include?
So we will not look at one project. We will look at a set of projects in a country. Because what is interesting is to look at all the activity that is generated by extracting industries. Because in many cases you don't have only oil and gas, you have also extracting industries. And look at what will be the requirement in all the job categories. What is interesting is not to look at the highly skilled jobs. These are important, and most of people are focusing on that in terms of universities, but all the type of level of job, operators, specialists, that will be required. Because what is interesting is that this job can work on oil and gas industry, mining industry, but also construction, and try to cross this. So it's really about planning. It's really about looking ahead, making scenarios, and looking at what are we certain, what is going to be needed in any case in 5 years and 10 years from now. So planning, gap analysis with the current education infrastructure, and then it's very easy to set priorities. At the end, we'll have to make priorities because there is no infinite amount of money, but it's going to be, once you've done the planning, it's going to be easy to allocate the money and the resources on the education entity that will have most impact for the country.